So today we're going to spend about an hour with this Gemini Heroes Reborn.
Not Heroes Reborn, Gemini.
No, not Heroes Reborn, Gemini.
Gemini, Heroes Reborn.
Right. I'm Logan, and this is Jason.
Hi.
Unreal Engine 4? Like, is that ever?
Isn't that the current one? Am I crazy?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen that
I'm not
logo.
a game developer. I don't know.
No, I'm not either.
Isn't that? Yeah, that's the one they did the demo with the lava and the night. Wasn't that UE4?
Yeah, I lose track of my Unreal Engines, my
I don't.
Unity engines,
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
all of those things. So this is actually also by Phosphor Games, which was has a good amount of the people that develop PsyOps.
Okay, have they done anything since PsyOps, or is this Phosphor Games' first thing since? Do we know?
Phosphor Games has kind of done a lot of mobile stuff. You might
Oh.
remember them from the great mobile game WWE Immortals.
They did that?
Yeah, they did
I thought
that.
that was Warner Brothers.
They might have published it, but it looks like
Okay.
yeah. As I was kind of browsing through some of their history, it looked like that was one of
And
the
that
things
was the
they
fighting
did.
game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was the weird fighting game they had. It was a thing.
All right, man, I did it. Here we go.
All right. So I've actually played about 10 levels of this so far.
I
So
thought you were gonna say hours.
no. Oh, I don't even think this. I don't think you could put 10
Okay,
hours into this.
That's what I wasn't expecting. it
I've
to be very
probably put about 2 hours into this, and I'm on level 12 of 16.
Okay.
So let's go down to load, actually. Then you
Alright.
can actually pick which level you want. Why don't we start at level 2 for you? This is really where like a lot of the tutorial stuff starts.
long. Okay.
So, yeah, sorry, sure. So, one of the weird things about this game is while it has the Heroes tie-in, there's no Heroes tie-in. It's
I don't know what you mean. Explain.
So Heroes was a television show on NBC.
Oh, like the show.
Yeah,
Heroes.
like the show. Was real popular in about 2006, 2007,
Okay.
and
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
I am a huge nerd and watched a lot of it. The
Okay.
season 1 was really, really good.
I heard
Season
that.
2 was okay. Season 3 and 4 were just
Oh, the original run had 4 seasons.
yes, it did.
okay.
3 and 4 were just a shit show.
That's unfortunate.
And they actually came out recently with a short run of something called Heroes Reborn. I think it was about a 11 or 12 episode miniseries that they did that brought back a few of the characters and kind of told a different story
Okay.
with that, which is kind of odd because Heroes Reborn, as a series, is actually already over. And this came out the week that the show ended, not when it started, which I would
Okay.
have thought that maybe that would have been a little bit better of a
This was.
tie-in.
You were thinking maybe a continuation.
Yeah, I would have thought maybe a continuation
Okay.
technically, from what I've read, this is a prequel
To Heroes, not
to
Heroes Reborn.
to Heroes Reborn.
Oh, okay.
Not.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's interesting. We
You just got an achievement, guy.
Oh, I think. Yeah, I wonder what that achievement
It's
is.
probably a replay achievement.
Yeah.
A time paradox.
So,
or something like that.
As you start here, you've got your friend here who was with you.
Oh,
You're
man.
breaking into an old facility, and your friend said that he's got some information about your family and your past, which you don't remember any. So he obviously has some information, and you've now broken into this weird, looks like an old school. There's a basketball gym and everything in here.
Okay.
Whoa!
What happened?
What just happened?
Well, she's asking the same thing.
Where am I?
You're playing as Cassandra.
Whoa, jeez.
Yeah, whoa, leg.
It's different.
And
New, like before it burned down.
so essentially she is an Evo, is how they call it.
An Evo?
in the Heroes world is how they refer
Is that
to
like
them.
a mutant in the
It's a
X-Men
mutant.
universe?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
similar to a mutant, but they refer to them as Evos.
Okay.
Um,
Whoa, she's.
What?
So this is. I'm watching something that's happening in this environment, but in the future.
right, and if you actually interesting to look up in your upper right corner, you're actually wearing like something similar to Google Glass at this point.
Oh.
So you have an
okay.
AR type of HUD, and you see your date up there is 7/13/2008.
Oh.
Now
Weird.
earlier you were actually in 2014, so you're technically time traveling through these different areas, and it seems like you're actually time traveling between two specific zones. So you've got a 6-year little window that you're kind of going through.
Weird.
I also find it very interesting that you can see all of your text on the bottom left corner. That's just kind of a weird
this
thing.
it's like a UI for my phone / whatever this augmented reality glass that I'm wearing.
And if you also notice, your health at the top is 100% because somehow it checks your health.
Okay.
Um,
Wi-Fi is working. Look at that. That's good.
Yeah, Wi-Fi's good.
Look at Wi-Fi.
I mean, even in 2008, I don't know how they got the password to this thing, but it's working.
That's great.
So as you notice, yeah, B is your time scout.
Oh, geez.
So you're actually going to try to find, you're following to see where they're taking your friend in the future.
What year is he in right now?
He is in 2014, and you are in 2008.
Okay.
And this school burned down, so that's why you're seeing the nice, happy version of the school, and you're in the world that you were in 2014 is a nice dilapidated mess of a burn. So I think you might actually want to be out of this here.
All right.
So it looks like you need
Back
to go
here.
in here.
Okay. And
I think there's something that when I had you skip the first level here. If you actually press A, you can jump.
jump.
Yeah, so
Parkour!
you actually you actually do some mini parkour.
This reminds me of a game that sucks. Dying Light sucks.
Oh, yeah. I never played
You
Dying
didn't play
Light.
Dying Light,
I
yeah.
didn't play Dying Light.
Internet. Dying Light sucks. There, I said it.
So yeah, you can go ahead and crouch down here, and so you're going to use your time scout thing again, and you can actually look down through the vents to see where they're taking him.
All right. This I feel like I'm.
Gotta do something.
It's a little awkward.
It is a little awkward because it's right in your face, and which is a
Jeez,
little
yeah.
odd.
Okay.
Okay, so you've fallen down here. Looks like you got a door there that's open, but there it's walled off in the future. Or maybe not. Yeah. Looks like it's walled off in the future.
Oop. Oop.
Who knows
Whoop.
what they'll do
Whoop.
to catch me.
Whoop.
And right now you don't have any attacks, so you actually need to
geez.
stay...
So we're pure stealth right now.
You are pure going stealthy right
Am
now.
I in a school? Is that what I'm
Yes,
doing?
you're in a school.
Why is there a guy with a shotgun in a school?
Well, I don't think it's quite
What
a
is this?
normal
Life is
school.
Strange?
Yes, it's...
We're going to go get a bunch of alcohol and party by the pool. That's what we're going to do after that.
Just club it up. Yeah, I don't think you can actually reverse... It's weird because you can't reverse time, but you're actually going through time.
So so this is a wall, right?
Mhm.
And then if I do this, can I proceed forward?
No, you cannot.
No, okay.
I think you're going to learn something new here about how you can do that. So you found your
Time
way
scout.
out.
To find a way out.
How do I get back?
Okay.
Wait.
Now let's see if they tell you the tutorial piece here.
Maybe
I can't remember when exactly you learn how to switch back and forth.
That seems like that text.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, time shift.
So hit RB,
Okay.
Was there a game? Time splitters.
time splitters. Okay. Wait a minute.
Use
So let
RB.
go of RB. Yeah, there you go. You just tap it.
Oh boy. Oh, you tap it. Okay.
So now you are in and out of, if you look up in your upper right corner, you're between June 16th, 2014, and you can actually, I think, tap RB again and go right back. So now you're back in 2008.
First, just gotta
Okay, that's kind of cool. That's neat.
So it's an interesting mechanic that you're going to go back and forth in this area, and there's going to be things that are walled off, things that are not walled off, doors that are locked, unlocked. Yeah, some of the
rough
stuff.
texture action going on
Yeah,
there.
some of the textures in this aren't exactly great.
Well, I had a good run.
So yeah, what do you think you should do at this point?
I mean,
He's
run.
well. Do you think he's in your time zone?
Ah.
Hey, look.
Thank you.
Now you're not in that time anymore with
I
those
would
guys.
have sat there and fought that guy had you not said something.
Yeah, and right now you don't have any attacks. So,
Alright.
so there is a collectible if you want to pick that up real quick.
Okay.
So Ninth Wonders was the comic book that was in a weird reference in the show. There was actually a character who his Evo power was to write the future within comic books.
I'm having trouble following what you just said to me.
Okay, don't worry about that.
He wrote comic books that then became reality.
Yeah, he could essentially predict the future, like he knew the future, but the only way he could do it
The
was
future.
like he would pass out and write a comic book.
Okay.
I know. Heroes was a weird show.
Gotcha.
So anyway, but those are your collectibles, and that's pretty much the only reference to Heroes the show. So yeah, it looks like you're in here. Yep, and you've got somebody shooting at you. Good job there.
some pretty metal music
Oh yeah.
on there. All right. I don't.
So you might need to switch back. Oh, actually, I think
What
you
did
might
I
be
do?
done. Yeah, you're done with that level.
What happened?
Again, like I said, the levels are pretty short at the beginning. So you're gonna go downstairs, I guess here.
And we are at level 3, so that was an entire level, more or less.
Yes, that was an entire level. So
Okay.
they do start getting a little bit longer. At first, I thought, oh my gosh, these levels are 5 minutes long. This game is I'm gonna be done in an hour.
Right. So this is available on what platforms?
Right now, I believe it is only on Steam and Xbox One. I think it might have came out on PS4. I think there was a weird week or two delay.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy, but yeah, it definitely came out on all consoles.
$15.
$15, yeah.
Okay.
Not a bad price for this, at least from where I'm up to. We got a little bit of a story thing going on here.
So I loved PsyOps. PsyOps is one of my favorite games of the PlayStation 2 Xbox generation.
Agreed.
You've played a little bit of this. Do you feel any similarities as you play it, or do you, it? I want a PsyOps 2, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think
And this isn't it, probably.
This is definitely not it, but
Okay.
there's elements that could make this good.
Okay.
But it's definitely not great by any means. It's kind of a stark back to when they would make movie games and stuff,
What's
and they weren't
that?
quite AAA games, but they're
Oh, that's a really good comparison.
it's like a
when
B.
Fantastic Four Silver Surfer came out, and that's the only thing I can think of, but a bunch of bad superhero games.
Yeah, there was an Iron Man game. It's not quite Superman 64 bad by any means, but
Well,
it's
that's like the gold standard.
yeah, it's definitely just it's a B tier game. So I mean, if you were, I think right now it's Metacriticing somewhere in the low 70s, which is about right.
Okay.
So as you can see, you don't really have any option here, but what you kind of missed was we were talking there.
Oh, sorry.
Which is fine. They were talking in that room. They were injecting people with different Evo abilities.
So they were actually augmenting people
Right.
to be superheroes, more or less, or
Yeah.
have powers, not
Or-
superheroes, but have
Yeah, to have powers. So actually, you're going to want to go back to that time that you were in.
Oh,
so
okay.
2008.
All right.
So and if you turn around there on the desk, there's actually
Oh.
a needle.
Here goes.
So for
Oh,
some
man.
crazy reason, she just decides that it's a good
Don't-
idea to go ahead and
don't
inject
do
yourself
it.
with this.
I feel like I've seen this before in one of my favorite video games of all time.
I know. Yeah, it's like, why don't I
That's
just...
all right.
Yeah, plasmids. Sure,
Yeah,
why
sure.
not?
Okay. Wow. No kidding.
Yeah.
You
so,
were. Oh, I was joking, but all right.
So I think your left trigger there, you used to hold and lift that object up. So you're going... no,
I don't really
no,
know what
left
I'm doing.
trigger.
Left trigger.
And then up. Yeah, there you go. So
oh,
now,
that's weird.
Yeah,
I
it's-
didn't know I was locked.
So that
onto
is
it.
about the weird. This is that's about the jankiest your TK gets. So you might need to crouch, and go under there, and then you can go ahead and just let that guy go.
Did you just say TK?
Well, if you look,
That's telekinesis,
that's
Kyle.
telekinesis, Kyle.
Right.
Yeah.
The power.
So that's how they're going to refer to this. Moving on. So yeah, you can go again. You can go back and
And
forth.
do I have my power in both? Yes, I do.
Mhm.
Nate.
So
Nate.
this actually confused me because here this yellow object is too heavy. You can't pick it up with your TK. So how do you actually move this? And I'm just going to tell you because this bothered me and I couldn't figure it out. So you actually want to pick up one of those lockers.
One of these.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
Oh,
and then
wow.
hold RT to charge it. So you're kind of getting a nice good thing, and then
Oh,
let go
man.
and toss it at those boxes.
I would have never figured that out.
I know.
I really wouldn't have.
I sat around and went back and forth for quite a while trying to find a place to jump and everything else. And so yeah, now you can just go ahead and through that door, and I think you might have to go ahead and switch back and forth so get used to going back and forth in time.
Can
So
I
there-
punk this
yep,
guy?
Now you can start punking.
Come here,
the-
bitch. Come here. Have some. That was anticlimactic.
And
That was okay.
yeah, so one of the good things you can do, you could pick up that. You can't pick up the guns or anything like that. You can actually grab guys too.
Boo. Boo, I want to pick up the gun.
No, this is
Boo, this is Mirror's Edge.
this is Mirror's Edge. You can't pick up a
Ask.
gun.
Got it.
Okay, so
Hmm.
got a little key door
Am I
here.
looking for the red key or the red balloon?
Well, The red balloon becomes the dead balloon.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's a Critic reference.
Yes. So
Best show of all time?
Yeah.
The Critic?
best animated show of all time?
No,
Yeah.
all time.
all-
Best ever. Yeah, it's better than
Ye-
Breaking Bad. It's better than The Wire.
Yes,
It's the best show
yeah,
ever.
It's really is the best show
Yeah,
ever.
it
You're
is.
right.
Yep. Jay
Okay.
Sherman for president.
All right. So I think you might actually have to go back in time on this guy.
I gotta get back
in
in time.
time.
All right, sorry.
Love Huey Lewis.
Man, it's so good.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I
So you
thought
kind of keep
maybe
talking
they-
with Alex back and forth.
Please tell
I'm
me
never
why.
really sure how he escaped and what he's doing,
Okay.
but it's very
Wait,
odd.
Yeah, so he's now communicating after being
We have to get you out of here.
escorted. So he's somehow communicating with her. Does he have one of these things, maybe?
Yeah.
Is this implanted into our eyes, or
I-
are we
it's-
wearing
He
this?
handed you a pair of glasses at the beginning, which is a section we
On my
skipped.
way.
Oh, okay.
So somehow you just magically found a key card. Don't know how.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it just pops up.
I'm
it
gonna
happens.
pretend it was right there.
Okay.
All right, I got it from there.
All right.
And then,
So now you can
good.
go in that room.
oh jeez.
So
Should I
you
take
could
a-
you can go in different times zones, remember, and maybe you want to go. Yeah. So now he's
That's
gone.
neat. That's cool.
So it kind of gets you in and out of certain situations, but at the same time, you might need to take out that guy to open up another door later.
Okay,
just-
so if I look around and I go to my waypoint, just humor me. I go to my
Mm-hmm.
waypoint, and it looks like I'm kind of stuck, maybe,
Mhm.
unless I can.
Yeah, you can't really blow up doors or anything with that, but yeah, you might need to go back and take that guy out in time.
What is this?
That looks like a small clock radio.
clock radio. He cannot afford. Great success.
Um,
All right, so
So you can take things back and forth in time with you. Yeah, so if you in the future,
the future.
you can actually open that door.
Oh, geez, is that good enough? Or am I gonna
No, it
make
looks like so when they still have the yellow like the
Oh,
dot thing
shoot.
over their head.
Oh,
like-
shoot. And then I can't reuse an object, it looks like?
No, you can reuse objects. So there you took him out.
Like bullets?
What a
Is
wiener.
there anything I can't do?
Take that, jerk.
Well, besides find Alex.
And then get out of here.
Yeah, just basically get it out of your way.
And oh, hi. Hi. Goodbye.
So
Hmm.
now here's one of those rooms I think where you're gonna need. Oh, and
Oh,
you've
man.
got somebody in this time zone too. Oh, jeez.
Contact. Contact. Video game buzzword. Contact. Oh, what?
So you can actually remember you can actually pick the guy, hold the guy too.
I can?
Yes, so you can TK the actual people. So yeah.
I'll have to try.
Oh, jeez. Now you've the door's unlocked, but there's another guy back there.
And I can grab him?
Mm-hmm.
Haha! Now, how do I strangle him to death?
That's Star Wars.
Well, what's the point?
So some guys you can actually pick up and throw, and I think the padded guys like that you can't pick up and throw.
He's armored up.
Yep. So you might need to actually throw something at this guy. There you go. Oh, he's still alive. He's still got that
Is
red
he
square
really?
around him.
Okay.
Remember, you can't pick up a desk. It's yellow.
I'm having trouble understanding. Blue, white, what?
Blue, yeah, blue you can pick up. Yellow you cannot.
I missed.
You missed.
I'm running out of things.
I mean, worst comes to worst, just always, you can go back and forth in time, because your health does regenerate. Okay, looks like you took him
Gone.
out there.
What a jerk.
Because I think there was a guy still in the other time.
So that's why I kind of wanted to just deal with him.
Yeah.
And that regenerates pretty quick, actually.
It does.
Wow, okay. All right, I'm not mad.
Mhm. Yep. So now you just crawl through some vents. Now remember, you can. I guess you're in this next level here. So this next level is going to, I think, teach you how to. Notice, yeah, you can hold TK objects in front of you to block incoming bullets. So you can actually hold a guy and let him be a bullet sponge for you.
Neat. I like that.
So that'll be something that comes up that's going to be an interesting one for you to do. But there's a couple more mechanics with slowing down time that you're going to learn about here that are very useful.
Maybe I can find more info on your parents.
So you don't have anywhere to go here. So yep, there you go.
How am I gonna get past these guards?
I'm going to fight him.
Kill him.
That's what I'm going to do.
So this might be an area where you can.
Am I
You slowed down
slow-mowing?
time. So
I don't
you
know how I did it.
you pressed Y. I think it automatically did it for you the first time. So you can actually, if you press Y again, it'll get back
me out of
to
this,
real
yeah.
life or to real speed. But yeah, you could actually pick up this guy here, and you could hold him. If you just want to hold him there, and let the other guy just shoot him.
Huh.
And then you can throw them at each other.
Ha. Ha. Okay. All right. Good times.
Now there's something else you could do that's interesting here. You could throw them up into that fan.
Oh. Yes. Yes, I will. Hey, why can't I grab you?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
you know,
All right.
it's-
There's the fan.
Yep.
Here we go. Oh. Oh, that was lame.
I think it was an angle thing. It gets better.
Can you chop them up? Because
It
we're
doesn't
gonna
fully
spend
chop them up.
the next
which
45 minutes.
I think this is rated T for teen.
It is?
I don't know.
All right, let's try one more time.
This isn't quite Mortal Kombat.
Then why are we playing it?
That's a good point.
All right. Hopefully I'm going the right way. And
Yep.
then this has got to be the time mechanic we're talking about
Yep,
then.
you know your video games.
All right, so.
But notice, wait.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a gate
bars.
there.
Well, I didn't know if I was skinny enough.
Not quite. So,
Are you okay? What just happened?
Whew. As okay as I can be.
You sound like maybe you're in shock.
Well, man, I just got
so that click you just heard, yeah, we fucked up.
Powers.
We sat on the cord and, yeah, popped out the mic. So now we are.
I'm new to this. Why are you yelling at me?
I'm not. Sorry, I'm not yelling at you.
It was my fault. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I moved.
it's okay.
So this guy, if I pull him through.
Dog.
Oh!
It's a great sound, but just no blood. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fine.
I don't exactly know what the sound of a guy's skull hitting a fan blade sounds like, but I can imagine that's what it would be.
So let's see if we can successfully talk over this while we're watching me play it
instead of
of
yeah.
actually me playing.
Well, this might work out maybe a little bit better too, because I feel like there was a lot of times where I was like, "Oh wait, don't go there. Go no, do this. Go do that." So maybe this will be just a little bit weirder commentary.
So the
that-
red stuff, anytime I see that, that's something that we can have an enemy interact with
Right.
every time.
So that's
Okay.
it's like a disaster thing or something to look at.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
Oop.
Yeah, we fall. And I think too one of the things that we came across a lot too was the you can't always switch back and forth in time because you might be switching yourself back into an environment that is like you would die in because like there is already a block there on top of you. So the game actually prevents you from accidentally killing yourself by swapping back in time, which is what your hand is doing right now.
But this is where it's bugging out on me a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You had this
Because
weird.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to jump and it's stuck in that position.
Yeah. And again, that's to say this game's a little
There we go.
buggy. And yeah, I think
Now I
yeah.
can parkour.
Yep.
I can jump.
Back to parkouring. Back to more fans. Which these are fans because they have 3 blades.
So it's a cooling device,
It's not a cooling device. A fan has 3 blades.
but if it has 4 blades, it's a what?
It's 4 blades is a cooling device.
5 blades.
5 also a cooling device.
Okay, 3 blades.
Fan.
All right, I just want to make sure I understand. the
We are
rules.
doing this
Okay.
correctly. Mm.
And there's a distance thing that I didn't quite or is it because the fan is in between? Is it because the fan is in between the guy?
I think it's a distance thing. Because when you're trying to do
Okay.
it in another type of area, like like you can't always just grab the guy like really close. Your distance with your TK is not always the
That's
best.
a great. See, that was a great grab. Like the blue pops up right away. I don't even. Oh, I think his junk just hit me on the forehead.
It definitely did.
that's
You
tough.
caught some junk to the face.
Wouldn't be the first time. So I was having trouble when I grab a guy. Sometimes the guys that I can grab are yellow, and that means that I haven't quite grabbed them.
Yeah, I think that's what it means. And there's some guys that you can't grab who are like they're a little more armored up, and that's why you can't grab them. But then there's guys that you can grab that it's like you haven't fully grabbed them yet, and I don't understand why that is. It seems like they should just immediately become part of your TK. And every once in a while it works, and every once in a while it doesn't. And that's where this game really struggles at being that final polish on it. Oh, here's one those collectibles. This was again where it highlights some of the little fan service pieces to the hero's canon. Pinehurst is one of the companies that's like a shadow company for the bad guys, essentially. There was Pinehurst, there was Primatech Paper, and there's Renatus. So there's all these different companies that have gone through different phases. I believe Primatech was the first, and then it was Pinehurst, and then now they're Renatus in full hero's canon.
The reason why I looked at that card for a lengthy amount of time was that I was curious who this game was made for, and you think it's the heroes audience is who it's made for.
I think so, which is sad because there's not that great of an audience for it anymore. And here's where we spent a lot of time on this particular mechanic that is just not that great. As you can see, he has fired a shot at us.
Is he looking at the
and
wall?
then he decided it was a good idea to look at the wall. And we're going to do a quick scan of the room because we're obviously not in front of him anymore.
Oh, man.
And, hold on, and adjust my tie. But I think this is actually, as I'm thinking about it, he's not adjusting his tie. I think he's calling for backup. And, but he doesn't have a radio on his shirt.
Is that what that was supposed
I
to be?
think, yeah, as he's going up and pulling his hand up towards his collar, he usually says something afterwards, and this is true for all of the AI in this game that are doing that. And yeah, it's just bad because it just looks like he's really adjusting his tie.
So here I am using Y, and it looks like it's unlimited up there, which I did notice the first time around.
It is just for this
For this
tutorial
tutorial.
piece is the only reason why.
So I'm supposed to be catching the bullet that he's firing, but he's not firing it,
No.
which is like, I don't know. And then so you get in and out of what do they call Y?
And it's just
slow.
time slow. I don't know if it really is anything.
You get in and out of it, and the only time he shoots is when you get out of it quickly. So I was tapping Y, then tapping it again,
Yeah.
and I can't seem to get him to shoot when I want to learn it.
And what I've noticed as I've played farther too is that it really, it's a matter of how close you are too, because you're pretty close to this guy right here, and in all reality, a bullet's moving fairly fast.
Yeah, that's
So-
me again trying to get in and out of it really quickly.
Yeah, and because he just won't fire it. It's almost like when you're in that time, that's when he decides that, oh yeah, it's a good time to call for backup, which I'm not really sure why. But I think at this point we just give
So
up.
he goes blue there. Is blue surely a transparent thing?
I think it's just a transparent thing so you can see what else is in your
So
environment.
this and the blue, it seems like it's different though. It seems like he levitates a little bit higher when he's blue, and he seems to be white there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, not really sure on the mechanics of this whole mess, but he's white there. I wonder if white means that you can that's when you can pick him up, like that's when he's available.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
there,
really struggled with this.
and there he actually got him.
This is extremely useful.
Yeah, it's
Is
extremely
it?
useful,
Are
but
we sure?
extremely
Are we
complicated for
sure
no
about
reason.
that?
And again, you're like holding your hand out there like you're slowing time, but you're not. It's just another one of those game broken things here. I'm not really sure what's moving up from the ground either.
I guess that's supposed to be just dramatic effect during time slow.
It must just be because like I didn't realize that during time slow you actually picked up dust off the floor.
It looks like just little rocks.
Yeah.
And did I hit him or miss him? No, I did hit
It
him.
looks like you hit him, but yeah, these guys take a couple shots.
I was really trying to make the most of this time slow thing and reversal, but I was really struggling with it.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out the mechanic of it, and what I think I learned was that they really did a bad job in the tutorial of putting you in these tight quarters to do it, because it's not that easy to do in a tight situation. And I don't know why this guy wouldn't.
That's where, it's
he-
like they're
he-
resistant to the grab, then he's up, then I couldn't actually lift him up. which was frustrating. And then
Yeah.
you fall. Like there, I'm trying to lift him, and it's not quite working.
And yeah, I wonder if it's like he was caught on the rail or something, and it was not letting you do it. I'm not sure why.
Yeah,
it
maybe
is.
it's that rail. Maybe there's
But even
some
at that,
collision
that's still
detection
that's a
going on
broken
there.
mechanic that should be fixed at some point. But
You've said mechanic, I think 5 times.
well, that's what this game is, and it's a it's a great
Bad
concept.
mechanics. I prefer Charles Bronson's mechanic.
I don't know if you just saw that, but he
Never
just
saw
got
that.
up on an invisible floor.
Really?
I
I was looking at you.
Yeah.
I was making sweet eye love. Sorry. I
that's all right.
apologize.
Yeah, I'll just keep saying mechanic again.
Mechanic.
I know a good mechanic. I don't know if you
Do you
know.
really?
Yeah, I think.
Well, okay. We'll talk about that off.
Okay.
I don't want your good mechanic to go to other people.
No,
We're gonna
no,
hoard this
no. We
mechanic.
want to save that
Okay,
mechanic.
let's keep the
yeah,
mechanic to ourselves.
He's a busy man.
So super jump is learned here.
Mhm.
Excited about that. All
And
right,
I'm pretty
let's
sure-
execute this.
Yep. Oh, and I forgot to tell you to do something important. But this is the first time you died,
Yeah,
which I
okay, I
thought
was
was
gonna ask you
important
that.
because your glasses broke. Because your glasses can't find your pulse, which is
Hmm.
always an important thing.
It's weird that. So, do you know how long this has been in development, or how long it was developed?
I have no idea. Honestly, this was probably slapped together in a couple weeks based on some of the,
Oh
the
man.
stuff. Obviously not, but it's when it had the Heroes license to it. Heroes Reborn started, I believe, in September, and it just came out in January. As the series ended, it seems like they should have had it done when it started, at least from a marketing standpoint, so that every week the show was on, you could promote it. But they obviously didn't do that. But here we,
I don't even remember. It changed time for me, didn't it?
yeah, it changed time. You just
Huh.
automatically came back in this time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I think
Hope I would've
maybe
figured
because
that
this
out.
is present day, and it maybe defaults you back to present day
Okay.
always. But
Okay, 1 minute you're
I don't
here,
know.
and then I just lose the signal.
you know, I
altogether.
wonder. I haven't really paid enough attention, but the battery life on these glasses says 81%.
Okay.
I wonder if it drops
Something to do with the accident.
As the game goes
as
on.
we go on. Like, are we actually losing battery? And then are we gaining, like, as we go back and forth in time? They haven't talked about that being a mechanic
okay.
yet of the game, but
I don't think it affects anything, does it?
no. Oh, geez, there we go.
Oh,
Fall
that's
again.
tough.
I like how it tells you to use time slow to get out of a tight spot, but that really wasn't a tight spot. That was actually a very open spot that you fell through.
I didn't know that was possible, but that makes sense as you change from place to place or time to time. 2014 to what? What was the year?
I think it was
First,
we'll see what next time. But I think it's 2008.
2008.
I think is how it worked. So yeah, we're gonna hop across here using that super jump, and I'm not even sure. Like with the sprint, I've messed with it a couple times. I don't know if you actually officially need a running start on it, which is kind of odd for any sort of platforming pieces. But gosh, looking at these textures, boy, those are just some rotten rock polygons. Like those are.
I think the nastiest ones I saw were the pop machines. I think those. were
The
those.
pop machines were.
I'll
pretty
take a
bad.
rock. I'll take a bad rock texture. That's fine. It's no big deal. The levels really aren't. Do you know how many total levels? there are?
16. There's 16 total levels
Okay.
in this. So I'm on 10 right now. There's been some things that have gotten better,
Cass,
but
I've
then
been
again,
looking
not
around this terminal and I found what looks like
not
a
to the
data
point
center.
where I would better than where we're at today. Or in this while we're taking a
Look at
spinning an hour with
your
this.
your battery percentage. You're
Oh
curious
yeah,
about.
we're down to 75 now. So
I wonder what happens when it goes to 0. Because if it just precipitously, what? It's the
I-
opposite of precipitous.
I don't know. So as we can see, there's another one of those triangles up here, so we can actually do something with that environment. What did he just say?
Go, 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 go. Yeah, go, 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 go. So it goes white, then it goes blue, and it gets closer. I think that.
So I think blue means you have official control, but here we electrocuted this guy, but not really. Like that was a pretty weak electrocution, and
Yeah.
you at least like to see maybe the silly little X-ray skeleton thing. Oh,
Something.
yeah, something.
Give me
but
something.
Yeah, it's pretty weak. You want to draw something on the board? I don't know. Let's see. We're down in this little area here. Oh, got a guy. Yeah.
So yellow and then blue.
So I think it's again like a distance thing where you got to be.
And
But even that didn't even
pull
make sense.
R there, like I'm expecting to toss him, and then it wouldn't toss him.
You got a chair.
Poor guy.
At least you
And
got the
then
bullet sponge activity where you use the
line
guy
up
as a
here,
shield, just line
yeah.
them up and take them out. There you go. Here's this guy.
Then, like, I'm struggling there.
Yeah, it's like it can't figure out which one to pick up, and then you threw nothing. Here, we'll throw this guy into the fan here. That makes. Oh,
And I try to throw him, and it's just.
yeah. I think they
nothing.
get caught on the rail. Those rails are the only piece of geometry that ever seems to really take effect.
Yeah. And then
There we get him up and
hover
going.
him in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man. Just a
now
pile of dudes.
There's a pile of. And I know those dudes weren't even there a minute ago. They were over on the other side.
Oh,
so
they
I'm not
weren't?
sure.
Really?
What? Yeah, weren't
don't
they-
remember.
I
We'll
thought
have
they
to
were
go back
dead
and
over
look.
on the other side. Now that I look at it, but this guy's just hanging out here now, with a very lively look on his face. I've never seen a dead guy quite look like that.
He's not blinking, so he must be dead, I
But
guess.
I will give the ragdoll effects a lot of good look on this. But
How's it going?
hey, how the kids?
How are the kids?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, last time was a little better.
good. Yeah, it was.
He's,
Well,
you notice he's got some gray in his beard there too.
Does he?
Yeah, you can tell he's grizzled. He's lived a life.
Well, I feel bad, man. Just he got this far just to get thrown into a fan.
Mm. Oh, and hey, look, a black guy.
Ooh!
Ooh.
I didn't. So you
Oh,
used to
jeez.
just killing white guards.
Yeah, I hadn't seen one yet.
Man,
so
quite the Liz Lemon party going
that
on
is
there.
wow.
Uh,
Those
Yeah.
guys are having a good time.
Uh,
Is that guy like a cuckold just watching him from above like that?
He
Oh, jeez.
doesn't really want to be involved. He just wants to
No,
watch.
he just likes to watch. Everybody's got their thing.
Good God! Can we keep it PG-13
No, I
for
guess
Christ's
not.
sakes? Good Lord, man!
This is what happens when you have to re-record something.
My mom knows where the internet's at. Okay, she could find this.
Yeah.
That's.
Well,
So this is the ramp that.
this is the ramp you're supposed
Oh
to use.
God!
Yeah, and I played this twice, or I played through it and then watched you do it, and I couldn't figure it out.
Situation here.
So I'm
Brutal.
sorry about the next few minutes of nonsense.
Well, we do find a nice little by going back into.
I mean,
that
we do,
room.
yeah. We'll at least get to enjoy that again.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a tease. We call it in the business.
Yeah. So what we're doing here is we got to get some data, of course, on all these Evos that were in this
So
facility.
Evos are people that they're turning into people with powers.
I'm not sure if they're trying to give Evos more powers or if they're trying to give real people powers. Like when I mean real people, just regular
Like
humans.
a regular person
Mhm.
who doesn't have power. So a powerless person taking them and turning them into a person with powers.
Right. Kind of how like we gave ourselves, even though we had time travel abilities, now we gave ourselves telekinesis, Kyle.
Telekinesis, Kyle.
So now we're downloading some data here. We got that. And now this is where I really screwed up and kept sending you on this wild goose chase to find.
So you were in here for a while trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah, I was. Well, actually, I was in here for a while because it wouldn't let me go back to 2014, and I don't know what the deal was.
So you just kept hitting the button.
I just kept hitting the button.
Well,
running
it
around.
seems like when you do hit it and it doesn't work, the game is telling you, look, you're in a wall or you're somewhere you're not supposed to be, or
Right.
you can't physically transport to this new spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I don't feel like I used to be enough until we were kind of running around here in a little bit trying to figure out
Where
to go. Yeah.
It is a useful thing to try to like you just try to figure out where you're at, where you're going. Is there something I should be looking for? And excuse me, another time we should not have had Casey's in between this.
That's a Casey's bump right there. That's free for you, Casey's. Casey's Pizza. Famous for
Pizza, yeah. God, those commercials are ridiculous.
Yeah, they really
Yeah,
are.
I know. So those of you who don't have a Casey's in your area, look it up. Try to find one. It's amazing. It's a gas station.
You should try to open one. I don't know if they're franchised, but if there's not a Casey's near you, you should be opening one.
Yeah. Wow, we really just sat here for a minute, didn't
Well,
we?
because trying to figure out where to go, and then the sad thing is it's that ramp right there we know now.
Yeah.
And so, all right, let's go to, this is back in time, right before everything was wrecked.
Yes, so back before everything was wrecked.
We're on a nice little goose chase here. Climb the ladder?
Nope.
We think?
Nope, no.
That's the way to go, then.
No, not in this game. No ladder climbing.
Oh, it's so frustrating to look right at it now.
Wow.
I'm kind of actually glad we're recording this. Because that's, oh, God, we're the worst.
Oh, look, our guys, they're there, but they're not.
Erased. Not just dead, but erased. That's not, once again, that's not even a closed casket funeral. That's like a no casket funeral.
No, it's. Is there something that happens in time that we have now erased these people from existence when
All
we keep
4
going back
guys
and forth?
Gone.
Now that
Man.
yeah, that's just sad. I mean, we've gone back in time
This
so many
is
times. That
this is a budget project, you know, like $15, small studio. You said mostly mobile.
yeah, they've spent most of their time on mobile stuff, so this is kind of their first foray into console PC development. It looks like. Yeah, not sure what's going on there.
So let me ask you this,
Mhm.
since we're gonna run around here a little bit.
Yeah.
We talked briefly about this, but I am a huge PsyOps fan.
Right.
It was one of my favorite games from the PS2 and Xbox era.
Yeah, agreed. Same with me.
This isn't PsyOps 2, obviously,
No.
and I didn't know until we played it, because you said it's some of the folks that had worked on PsyOps. So that got me excited, because I'm not into Heroes. I don't know much about Heroes. I hear it's good, but it's just not really.
Nah, it's not good. Don't even try it.
All right.
No.
Ringing endorsement from Logan. But for folks looking for the next PsyOps, this is probably not it.
This is not it.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Well, you're farther, so I didn't know.
Yeah,
if we unlocked more stuff.
there's some good puzzle stuff with going back in time that PsyOps didn't have. So they've got that extra piece there that PsyOps didn't have. But they, when you look at the way that they do the TK in this versus PsyOps, it doesn't hold up, and I don't know. Again, mechanic wise, there's good stuff here. Boy, it just really struggles to execute on all of them, and I'm not sure if that's just a lack of budget or lack of time, whichever one it is.
I think the thing about PsyOps that really impressed me was that I'm a big fan of things that are new experiences, things that I haven't seen before. And now, I mean, people can go and look at gameplay of it, and it's. I don't think it's going to hold up super well, but you know, for the time, it was new. I hadn't really thrown enemies around like that. I hadn't thrown geometry around like that.
No.
There was also gunplay.
Mhm.
I had a lot of fun. I didn't had that much fun with other stuff, especially where there were, like, you know, a lot of bad Devil May Cry clones and a lot of bad action adventure God of War clones, and in that era, at least wise, it was something different, and I think you and I both liked it. So I'm a little bit bummed that, you know, I don't know, but they didn't advertise this as if it.
No, they
How
didn't.
did you know? How do you know that the team? I didn't know. This is from a few people.
This
that
is
did
from, and the only reason I knew who it was and everything was reading some other people's reviews on this. So I think I originally saw something from Patrick Klepek from Kotaku had wrote something about, hey, you know, this game came out and it was from the PsyOps people and it's not terrible, was kind of really what he said. And so I thought, well, you know what, I'll check this out. It's something different. You know, there's really not a ton out right now that and so I thought
it was timed well.
It was timed well.
Look at the ramp.
There it is.
There
Yeah,
it is.
there it is.
There it is. The ramp, man.
What, 5 minutes of wandering around?
Well,
trying to
I'm
figure that out?
glad. I wanted to talk to you about PsyOps a little bit, just because I have very fond memories, and I don't know if I've played anything quite like it since. So I would like PsyOps 2, but also I want a good PsyOps 2. I don't want to. It's gonna have to be a AAA kind of thing, probably.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know who owns the license for that or anything anymore. I don't even know who published that back in the day. Maybe Midway, I think, published that. So I don't know who owns that at this point. Do you know who owns the Midway properties
Okay,
anymore?
so Midway was in Chicago and closed, right?
Right.
So that means that's where Mortal Kombat was made out of, right?
Yeah, so Warner Brothers bought.
I think Warner then.
I don't know if they bought all the Midway properties, but
Did they just buy Mortal Kombat?
I don't know. Yeah, that's
Midway wasn't bought by somebody; it just closed, right?
that's from what I understand, and the people all kind of went all over the place.
I wonder what the last big project of theirs was.
Oh boy, gosh, I'd have to be in that PS2 Xbox era. I don't think there was really anything.
So once we get this guy in blue, like that's where I know I'm money. Like if I
Right.
can get him to go blue, I'm money,
Yeah.
and get him lined up, get him to the point where he gets a little bit of shot here and there.
And the other thing I'm not sure about, when you get him blue, like he's still aiming at you, like
And he shot me
and
there.
he shot you point blank. So it's I'm not sure how beneficial it is to hold a guy with a gun up straight in your face. You know, some of the enemies later on, the baton guys, there you can actually take them out. But yeah, you did a lot of the same things I was doing. You know, fight some guys, go back and forth in time, regenerate your health, come back, fight them again.
There, go blue.
Yeah,
line him up.
that's where that guy actually stayed flailing. So I don't know. Yeah, but there he catches
Jeez,
himself. But yeah, I don't know. You know, what the developers were hoping that you would do more of using
I
that.
think that what I was missing here is once we unlocked the what's the bullet time?
The catch a bullet. I don't know what it's officially called, but catch a bullet. I mean,
Time slow, maybe.
Yeah.
Once we unlock time slow, you kind of start walking around guys and start to kind of throw objects at them that way, and I think that was probably the. Do you know who Shanti Shirish is?
It's Suresh.
Suresh. Oh,
Suresh.
okay.
I think this is. He's the. That specific person is the sister of Mohinder Suresh.
Okay.
Mohinder Suresh in the Heroes canon is I believe he's a professor or scientist who has actually was working on like unlocking the Evo gene in particular to try to lock that in and do some research on that. Here is the big NASA control center with all of these chairs around here.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
If you had a room full of clocks,
Mm-hmm.
would you at least change the time zone for funsies?
I think you got to change the time zone for funsies, and maybe have one that's not even quite right. Like mess it up like a half hour, and claim it's some
You're
other.
so right. Earlier I thought it was 250.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely a 150.
It's definitely 150 for the
Yeah.
time on these clocks.
That's rough.
But yeah, you don't put 6-7 clocks in a row and not have some different time zones. I think they just hit copy paste on this.
Well, yeah, it's the
Just
same
kept
texture,
going.
Unfortunately, yeah,
Mm.
that's what it is. Do you narratively, where are we as far as like the Heroes Reborn Gemini, or Gemini Heroes Reborn, whatever?
We're barely finding out what's going on. At this point, we're literally just, we found this place. They have some information supposedly about your past, but we're not 100% sure really what goes on with your past at this point. One thing to note is all the chairs in this room. There is an achievement in this game for throwing 10,000 objects.
10,000.
Yes, 10,000.
10,000. I
Yeah.
thought you said 1,000.
No, 10,000. So you have to TK 10,000 things.
Do you have this achievement?
No, not yet. I figure I'll go
What's your
back.
progress bar?
I think last I checked, I was about like 15%. So, but
That's probably the most time-consuming.
it's what I went around to do, and I basically just hit LRT, and just trying to mess with that. So this is actually the first real story thing that happens, big story thing. This guy, Trevor Mason, shows up. He is nowhere in the Heroes canon at this
really?
point, and he is
He's got
basically
cool hair and a beard.
he does. He's got that nice. I'm a gentle professor look going. He actually, he looks like the professor from without the glasses from Life is Strange.
Oh, except a little bit of
Yeah,
action going
yeah.
on.
He kind of has that look to him.
Okay.
Need me?
Um,
For what?
So he basically is he wants you to do some research on you because there's obviously your ability is something that he wants. We don't really know his motives at this point. We just are sure that he's probably up to no good. But now he wanted to kill you, or wanted to just capture you at first, but now he's sent a kill order because I don't know why. I would think
Kill order.
I
So he wants to kill me.
Yes, I guess.
girl?
I'm not sure why. If he needs you for something, maybe he's just figured out a different way to deal with it, but I'm not sure. So now he's sent some of his best guys in. So these are guys who, some of them are heavily armored.
So the heavily armored ones can't be grabbed. The light armored.
The light armored one can be grabbed.
Okay.
So, and sometimes it's hard to tell who's lightly armored and who's heavily armored.
Okay.
Sometimes you just have to
Well, it'd be
process of
different if, like,
elimination
the color
try.
coding would tell me that, but it seems like when I grab a guy, no matter what, he's
Yeah.
white at first.
And notice here how I think I told you when we were originally talking was, you can take objects back and forth in time so that you can, if there's an area where you don't have anything that you can kill somebody with, you can bring them back to a specific, bring those objects back to another time. I think there's, a couple times where I found fire extinguishers and stuff and brought them back into another time. So this way I had something a little more powerful to throw at one of the more heavily armored guys. Again, the clocks. They're just wrong.
Got my health back up.
Yep, health is back up. We're good to go.
So this is where I realized, I think. No, maybe not.
Oh, down to 1%.
I think that after this, I put it together that if you hold an object, slow down time, walk around a guy, you pretty much have, the ability to do whatever you want.
Right, because then you can kind of take some time, line up your shot, hit him in the head. Headshots are always important.
That's you saw like a game pro tip thing or something during a loading screen. That
Yeah, it
said
said headshots are effective, and because headshots are always effective unless you're playing Dead Space. One thing I just noticed here too is that guy's head is actually red, and I wonder if there's guys there's red and yellow, and I wonder if red you can pick up. Oh, hey, look, the clock. It actually says 4 o'clock.
that. Different time.
Different time.
Nice.
This is it's 1:50 in one world, but
Slow
yeah,
down
it's 4
time.
o'clock
Line
in
up your
the-
shot. I still missed his head. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it rolled over on his
A
head.
chair's big enough. I think it's going to encompass the head.
Okay.
So here we fall down into the other level, and I think this is where we pretty much stop here for the hour. So, overall, what are your thoughts on playing this mess?
I'm glad I played it, and thanks for buying it so I could play it.
Yeah, it's it's an easy 1,000 points. There's some good stuff here, ultimately, but there could have been
There's
more.
that texture pop.
Yeah, well, those textures. are
So
bad.
68%. So
Oh,
I don't
hey.
know what happens when it goes up. Maybe throughout the game it slowly goes down.
I would assume so. I don't know. I'll have to look and see where I'm at.
Let me
and-
know if that's a narrative thing that comes in later. Like when it goes down to
Yeah,
0,
like, do
maybe
we
there's
lose-
this big story thing that happens.
Yeah, like I don't know what would happen because really I think all that you would lose is the ability to see your health and see what time you're in because I'm not really, and that you've got a strong Wi-Fi signal.
I think that I will not be playing this.
No, you shouldn't.
But I'm glad I saw it, and I was curious, especially after the PsyOps link. I think some of PsyOps is here. Maybe they're serving a couple of different masters. Probably budget is one,
Yeah.
and then 2, they've got this licensed property that
Mhm.
they're lucky enough to have, and they're trying to treat maybe with respect, or at least was try to make it fan servicey a little bit to people like you that like Heroes. But for me, if it's not really gonna scratch that PsyOps itch, then I'm probably gonna
No.
pass.
No, and yeah, that's about exactly right. And I think we've just got to begin that campaign for PsyOps too.
Oh man, make PsyOps 2.
They look
Somebody
fast.
make
Yep.
PsyOps 2.
We can just kickstart it, and everybody. That's the new hot thing is to kickstart everything. Crowdfunding.
I don't have money. We talked about this.
I know.
I don't have money. So
That's
somebody,
why. That's why you do. You crowdfund it.
But who's gonna make it?
I don't know. That's
Not me, not you.
I mean, can you just start a Kickstarter without having a license or anything? I don't know the rules of the kickstarting.
Well, you can kickstart anything if you want.
Yeah,
right?
I guess we just got to convince those people to do it. We
Okay.
give them the money, they do it.
So we literally raise the money with Kickstarter and then turn it over.
I don't know if it works
We
that way.
probably shouldn't have talked about this on the internet before we launched it on the internet.
No, probably not.
That's a bad plan. It's bad business practice.
No.
Whoops.
We're not launching a Kickstarter.
No, okay. I'm scared of these guys. Let's put it down.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you for showing me this.
No problem. See ya.
See ya.